Every day I am confronted with curious noobs, hopeless in their desires. Every painful moment of my existence, I get questions. Terrible ones. Zero information provided. What camera should I use? It's like asking some random ass stranger, what kind of job should I get? Who are you? What are you good at? I don't even know you. I don't like my job right now. I scoop cat litter? It's kind of boring and it smells bad. What should I do? What are your passions? What do you want to do? That's the question you have to ask. I don't feel like telling you that. It's actually none of your business. Can you tell me what's the perfect job for me? Maybe be a circus freak. Leave me alone. So I found 10 sad noobs who have asked me for camera advice with zero information. And instead of helping them, we roast their ass so they learn the lesson once and for all.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
Our first contestant on Noobs for President, we got Vincent Fodor. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to mention you. Here, I'll blur that out. There you go. I blurred out a part of it. He asks, for Sony A7 III, best zoom lens? Please help me. Kinda depends. What do you want to zoom? How far you need to be? Are you going to a zoo? Are there peacocks just randomly floating? Or is it a wide kind of zoom you got? Wide angle lens on the desk. Zoom it in a notch. Where are we at here? Is it a mid-range? Those are stupid. 28 to 75? Throw that thing in a fire. You have to give me a general focal length, you piece of shit. There's like a 200 to 600 range, and then there's the 17 to 28. So I'm gonna assume you're a YouTube bitch, and you want a wide, and I'm gonna help you. You know the details. The G Master is the best one, unless you have to actually carry it. That's 16 to 35. I wish I had it for the studio. I think it's fucking $3,000, and it weighs more than a horse. You get that Tamron, 17 to 28. You compromise a little. Not as wide, not as long, but light, even though it's on a Nebula tripod, available in my links down below. It's good enough. Personally, I might even go for that Sigma 14 to 24. That could be fun. That's fun times. We don't need 28. That's a boring focal length. We have an interesting request here. Uncovered AK, hello. I need video camera for haircut style video tutorials for vlogs in outside, more cinematic, and use as a web camera for streaming. I am between the M200 and the Kaken 800D. What you suggest me better for that use? Okay, I can help you. I can help you good. So you want walking haircut vlogs, I think. Is that Sony X3000? That's your one. Don't even question it. See, here's a situation where you provide too much information. There's the noobs that give you nothing. And then this, you want too much from a camera, is what you want. You want something for in here doing haircuts, then also for vlogging on the street, and then a more cinematic, no, and then webcam streaming shit? Are you serious? You're gonna need manual focus for the haircut vlogs. Why do you want it hunting around and deciding, oh, barber or that guy? Which? That's gonna hunt. Even a Sony would hunt. So you lock it off. Autofocus doesn't matter. But here's the problem. Autofocus and stabilization, not important in that situation. Then you want to go outside. All of a sudden, you're asking your perfect haircutting camera to do things it shouldn't ever do. You can't mix them. And then also, do they have a webcam app? You're asking too much. Also, haircuts are long. You can't have a 30-minute limit, which most of the best cameras do, so you have to go Sony. So A7S III, there you go. There's your budget option. XS10 or A6400? Kinda depends. What are you gonna do with it? Are you filming your grandmother hiding from a cockroach? You might want better autofocus of the A6400. Do you have to walk to a store to get water? Are you gonna bring it back on your head? Do you live in Africa? That was racist. Do you need better stabilization? Go with the XS10. What are you gonna film? That's the major question here that you're not answering. You give me nothing. If it's me doing this, I go with the XS10 just for better Fuji colors. Same shit battery life, slightly better stabe on the Fuji. Autofocus goes to the Sony. Color science is bullshit. Both lens systems. Sony APS-C, boring. No good lenses. I would go with the Fuji, no matter what you're gonna do with it. Hi, I really enjoy your reviews and commentary. Very entertaining and informative. I'd like a recommendation. I'm purchasing a Fuji XT4, and it's available with 2 kit lens options. 16 to 55, 22.8. What's an F? I don't even know what you're talking about. It's T. Or a 16 to 80, 24. For an all-around first start lens, which would you recommend? Or should I purchase the body and a different lens separately? Thank you. Depends what kind of all-around you're doing. Are you walking all around a crack house and then interviewing each crackhead about how they got there? You might want something wider for that. If it's me, both of those are bullshit. The 16 to 80 is the worst lens I've ever known. Terrible stabilization, not good autofocus when you zoom. 24, heavy. The 16 to 55 apparently autofocuses well. You wouldn't vlog with it, it's so heavy. Do you need the zoom? I would just get the regular kit lens. The 18 to 55, that's a fantastic little thing. Not bad. But since I don't know what you're gonna film, I have no idea if you need the zoom or if something else. The 16mm is Fuji's best lens. You get that thing. Good glory. Although it will hunt on your ass. I just made a segment and was going in and out, back to the trees. I forgot that I had to put the little box on my chest, so if it second guesses itself, and it will at least go to the chest, because I have to rule of thirds bullshit. I can't place a box, no box could follow me. Is the Sony A7S III good enough for photo for a guy that is going to use as a hobby? Depends what your hobby is. Are you building train sets in your grandmother's living room and then crying afterwards because you realize you have no life? Do you need it to follow the train, or do you want it to stick on you? Is it good enough for photo? Why are you even looking at this camera for photos? It's a 12 megapixel doggy bitch shit storm. You would never do it. It's not only not good enough, it's overkill at the same time. It's so much money for not good enough. That's a bad combo. You want to take train set pictures? Just get yourself a Fuji XS10 or a Canon M40. It doesn't exist. Should I get it for $850 for NX1 and 16 to 50 S lens as my main cam, or lots of other betters? Depends what you plan on shooting, doesn't it? Are you planning to film a landlord who owns a housing project and he's unfair to his tenants and he doesn't clean or fix anything? Does the landlord know that there's a bedbug problem, and are you filming during or after the fumigation? These are the questions. The NX1, you would never buy it. It's 2015. Grow up. It's old. It's done for. I gave that thing away faster than my mom gave birth to me. That camera right now is being underutilized hard by someone I trust. It looks like it's 480p footage somehow. I don't know how he got it to look like that. I don't know. It's not my question to ask what you do to my cameras after I give them to you. But it's good. I would not even close. Fuji XT4, boom. XS10 would crush that thing. Almost anything. Olympus EM1 too. But what are you gonna film? The landlord? Get a life. Hey man, what camera can you recommend for total beginners who would like to start make YouTube content? Preferably a camera you can afford to buy and possibly realize it wasn't what you wanted to do. AK not $4,000 camera. Thanks man. Found this channel though. Through VP. Go subscribe. This lies the problem. I get a lot of hate when I sell something I've been given. So sorry, letter center, for disappointing you. Just some things. I test something that's like, okay, that Leica 12 to 60 for Micro Four Thirds, it was like autofocusing weird. heavy 2.8 micro four thirds. Come on now. So I ended up selling it, and I've sold a couple things. I'm sorry. I appreciate most of the gifts here. I kept most of it. This is the problem, though. People are saying, oh, you should give that away. That was a gift. You give it to somebody. It's like, I want to, and I have given lots of things away. But you never know. You give it to somebody, it's like, okay. And then they quit. You know how many YouTubers quit? 10 out of 15. I should have made that 10 out of 9. Don't ask where I get my stats. Most of them quit. It's not easy. Coming up with content consistently while dealing with hate. Good luck trying it. Most people aren't cut out for this life. I'm immune to it now. I get the hate. It's like, okay, you're weird. You're bells. Most likely you're constipated. I know the pain. I've been there. I'm still there. It's fun. So what would I get for you? You probably already have it. Use your phone. Start making some videos with anything. You probably have something. And then you find out, okay, editing. Wow, that sucks. Okay, I'll do a one-take episode. Oh, nobody watched it. I sucked at 2 minutes. From there on, click-off rate was hard. Get anything. Don't get the latest generation of anything. I would get a DJI Osmo Action maybe. The old one. Get the Fimi Palm 2. I just reviewed that thing. Indoors? Not really. But outside it's pretty good. Not bad at all. Something cheap. And then just start making videos and see if you like it. See when... Just a warning. Your first 30,000 subs. It's all fun and games. Happy, oh, this is a great video. As usual. Love you, buddy. Then the hate starts coming in. You get one video to be promoted by YouTube, it's over for you. Then you get the demons who weren't subscribed to you. And they're seeing you for the first time and they're like, who's that dickhead? Go look at my Wim Hof video I just made on Vegetable Police. Things getting some traction. All hate. G85 or M50? Kind of depends, doesn't it? On what you want to film. Are you filming a fake president at a fake inauguration where military members don't wear their badges and the Bible's upside down, hailing Satan? Do you want to film that accurately? Because it'll be removed from YouTube, so you can't even do that. I've said too much. If it's me, because I've done the side-by-side with those two. It was such a relief, I'm not going to lie to you, when I tested out the M50 for the first time and I could rely on its autofocus. At the same time, at that time there were no lenses for it that were below 24, and the ISO was ramping up to 3200. It was just Noise City. Wasn't great, but now they have the Sigma Trio. It depends very much on if you want to walk and talk or in the studio. If it's in the studio, you go M50, Sigma 16mm, maybe the 30mm. Both 21.4s. 56mm, if you have a lot of space, most flattering look you'll get. You need a long room though. G85 only if you want to vlog and you know the focus hacks. You get that Laowa manual focus lens, 7.5mm 22, and walk very quietly and slowly, and it won't wave too much. Or super long tripod like a 15mm 1.7, and then you do the tap to focus hack, and then you're good. Love your channel. Quick question. A7C or A7 III for both video and loser photography? Laugh out loud? Which do you recommend? Don't question laugh out louds at me. Ever. Again. Kinda depends what the subject matter of the video and photos are, doesn't it? Are you gonna film somebody on a roller coaster from a distance? Oh, they're terrified. Oh, they're throwing up. Oh, and all the people behind them are getting the splashback, and the guy from the fourth row is now climbing. Oh, that looks dangerous. Is that what you're filming? Because if it is, I go with that A7C. All day of the week, no matter what your situation is, I can't picture a situation where the A7 III would be the choice. I don't know enough about photography. I've taken 15 pictures in my life, each one out of focus. Works of art, really. A7C, you got the flippy screen, better autofocus. That's enough. Worse stabe, but you could catalyst browse your way through life, which you shouldn't, but you could. A7 III is irrelevant, even though I use it for photos only with macro. Nice detailed review, man. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to us all. I've never released a review that's been detailed in anything. What's your opinion about P40 Pro Plus? Should I go for it or opt for the upcoming P50 with 1-inch sensor, rumored, and better CPU? I currently own a P30 Pro. I would say it depends on if you're going to an Africa savanna and you plan on getting hyenas versus lions, and then one of your scout members, dickhead, got out of the car to take a closer picture and one of the lions dragged him into the bunch and they're tearing him limb from limb. Do you need close-up images of the bones and blood of your former friend? Or are you escaping the scene and you want to film that because you're going to need good stabe, those rocky jeeps? Depending on which. P40 Pro Plus, that's a good one. I did a bunch of research and I picked the P40 Pro instead of the Plus because I didn't think the extra zoom range of the Plus would matter and it was much more expensive. Hindsight, that might have been a better choice. I love that zoom that I have. To think that I could increase it, that's almost too joyous to imagine. It's wonderful, but the P50 coming soon, so you have to hold off on the purchase no matter what. It's looming. You don't buy something knowing that a rumor has loomed upon you. So P50, that 1-inch, it's still going to be the RYYB sensor with weird-ass colors. I'm not so excited for it. And that's the main sensor. It's not the ultra-wide, the fun one. And you already own a P30 Pro, which was pretty fantastic. From what I've heard, not quite as large a sensor. Be real with yourself, but it's good enough. You don't get the next generation ever. You skip at least 2, maybe 4 generations. I'll get the P70 Pro Plus. Mate, I am kind of excited about the future of smartphones. That P40 Pro blew me away when I realized that I could have a super wide with some tone and a zoom and super slow motion. Like, it's better than most cameras. It's just the look of the actual thing. You put it side by side with an actual camera, it will lose. But people forget quickly. If it's just the Huawei, it's like a good looking video. Just don't ever do a side by side. Phones are getting good. I want to see that 1-inch sensor. We'll see who can alter the color science. But this video is getting long, so thank you so much, noobs, for giving me material. I helped you a lot. So enjoy the help, and you can buy a Camera Conspiracies t-shirt as payment. And I will leave now after you subscribe. From what I say now.